Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the last day of May I Scraplift You. This was a series started by my friend Crystal over at Pineapple Papers, and today we are scrapjacking Janet G. Scraps. I don't have my device to show you her layout, but I'm jacking her, so let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I'm using a couple of glazes from Brutus Monroe, and I will tell you right now, these are new very wet glazes, and I'm going to go over my stencil a whole bunch, so I am going to get stencil spread. Now, how can you avoid stencil spread? Well, you're not going to keep working your product over and over your stencil like I've done. You can also use a little bit of a drier of a medium. But in reality, I have worked this a lot because I am trying to meld the colors together over top of the stencil. I'm wondering if I did it on a surface and then put it in. That might work where you're not going to get as much spread. For a minute there, all of that excess I went ahead and pulled off and put it in one of my art journals just to work on as a little bit of a background. So as you can see, I've used this heart made of heart stencil and only used a little bit. This is going to represent the area where Janet's layout has those pinwheels that are kind of explosioning out. And then she also has some patterned paper that they're explosioning out of. So I'm going to use this super colorful paper. Wow, I can't speak today. You would think I needed a nap, but honestly, I have napped a lot today. I opened this morning, so we were in work at dark 30, and I was off at 10. So I came home and took a nap, and then we came downstairs. And I had lunch and was hanging out with Christopher a little bit, and then I took another nap. So did not do any of the things I'd planned on doing today. But I guess the working crazy hours caught up with me, and yeah, I think I slept like 5 hours total today, napping. Am I going to be able to sleep tonight? You bet your sweet bippy I will be able to sleep tonight. For some reason, you guys, this sheer exhaustion just has set in. So anyway, I've got this going on. I love how this is turning out, even with the stencil spread. A lot of the times, you guys, I don't mind stencil spread. It's not something that causes me anxiety, right? Like, I like a little bit of messy mixed media. There are people that do very neat and tidy mixed media, and I love the way that looks. But for me, I like it a little messy. You know what? I like it a little messy. Kind of like me, a little messy. Not always so well put together, but that's the way I like it. So I went ahead, I matted that photo of Christopher and I sitting in front of a porthole, and put that just on some white cardstock. I had no idea what I was going to use to decorate this bad boy. So ultimately, I decided to go for flowers because why not? You would look at this layout, and I don't think there is anything on it that screams Disney. I don't think that the photo even screams Disney Cruise, but this will go in the Disney Cruise album. So I have these leaves. I'm going to place some little bits on here. Like I have this orangey color bow that's going to go in here, and then I'm going to get the florals down. So I went digging in my florals for florals that did not... Oh, well, here comes that yawn again. I have no business still being tired. What was I saying? Oh, flowers. I went digging through the florals that did not have white edges around them. For this layout in particular, I did not want them. There are some times where I don't mind a white edge. There's some times where I don't mind a full color flower. Could I tell you the reasoning behind why each time? No, I can't. I think that a lot of the times we want to know the reason why. Like, why did you choose that? Just felt like the thing to do. You know? Oh, my stomach's growling, and I hope you're not hearing that. I just wanted a non-white border flower this time. No other reason than that, other than I just didn't want it there. So I am going to pop on a couple tiny flowers. I did toy with the idea of building a little cluster over on the corner of the heart made of hearts over here. And then I thought about putting something on the bottom down here. And then I thought, you know what? No, this is a lot of color in a little amount of space, and I'm going to leave this, all of this big old white space, I'm going to leave this as some breathing room. So I went ahead and did that. I do adjust the flowers a tiny little bit. I grabbed a brighter one because I felt like it was a little bit too pastel for all of the colors that I had going on this layout. So I do adjust that a little bit and end up, you know, happy with it. I also end up finding a title. Originally, I was going to use one of these rub-ons. They're a Paige Evans rub-on from whatever her last travel collection was, Adventurer, something like that. But it stuck to the paper and then it stuck to my finger. So I just decided to grab these older ones that I picked up from Joann's right before they closed for good, and I decided to use the word lovely, and I overlapped it with the flowers, and then I picked up the flowers and put the flower over top of the L a little bit, and that way it looks like it is completely combined in there and not just something slapped over the top. I don't know, maybe you do think it still looks slapped over the top. I don't think it looks slapped over the top anymore. Anyway, guys, excuse me, that is going to do it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining along for May I Scraplift You, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.